All right, hello again. We are in chapter 13 for business math. It's called personnel. So this is lesson 13.7, employee training. So kind of similar to section 6, we calculated travel expenses in section 6. In this one, we're going to calculate, the whole training cost. So it depends on whether or not you have to travel for training. Quite a few times you're going to have to travel somewhere. So first, make sure you read the section, you know what it's talking about, learn the concept, go through the examples and the formulas, see how they're using it, and then come over to the worksheet. That way you have the background knowledge, you've learned the concept before you've jumped into this worksheet where you're working out the cost. So they always start here with the summary. So in-service training is often available to employees. Your company may grant you release time to attend these special classes. Release time allows you to attend the training sessions and still receive your regular wages while you are away. So in order to calculate total training costs, we want to calculate the cost of release time plus the cost of instruction plus any additional cost that might come up. So the cost of release time, it just literally means, how much is it going to cost the company that day for you not to be working, for you to be being trained. So we first are going to fill out this table, and we have the number of days, the purpose of the training, so it just kind of gives us a little bit of context here, what are they being trained for? And we have a daily cost of release, so this is how much this employee would have been making that day. And then daily cost of instruction, so this is, how much the conference costs, or the training costs. And then daily cost of supplies. So some of the training may have extra supplies, or they may be charging for lunches, or something along those lines. So these are just the daily costs that go with it. So the main thing we need to do here is we want to multiply, since this says daily, 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 we want to multiply by the number of days. It'll be a little easier if you add all of these first, so that you get the total daily cost. So we're going to add these three things, and then we're going to multiply by 3. And that'll tell us a total for the trip. Because remember, these 3 things added together, that's for 1 day. Well, we're going to be there for 3 days doing this training. And so this one will be there for 4 days. This one's 2 days. This one's 2 days again. So we want to add them all together and then multiply by the number of days we'll be there. So this first one, I think I'm going to let you guys do this calculation because it's pretty darn straightforward. You're just adding those 3 numbers and multiplying by 3 on this one. All right, so looking down below here for numbers 5 through 8, there's really nothing crazy going on here. For some of it, we have to take into account a little bit more. So we have 2 orthopedic surgeons attend a 3-day conference, so we know that it's 3 days long on a knee surgery. Release time costs $890 per person per day. So per person per day. So if there's 2 orthopedic surgeons going, we know we're going to do this twice. So this is 190 times 2. And that'll tell me the daily cost for these 2 people to be there for the release time. Registration fee is $1,060 per person. So this is just a flat fee. It doesn't say per day. It's just the registration fee. So we don't want to multiply this by anything. This is just going to be added on. I'm fibbing to you because it did say per person. So we do need to know per person. So there's 2 people. And we'll get a total here. One thing, and I haven't brought this up yet because I was planning on combining them, but I'll bring it up now. Remember, this said per person per day. So once we know the daily cost, we also have to multiply by 3 to know the total cost. So this will give us the total cost of the release time for these employees. This one you don't have to multiply by 3 because it didn't say daily. Lodging and meals cost $175 per person per day. So again, we have per person. We'll get a total for the day, but we also have per day on here. So we want to total it again or multiply it again. And the supply costs are $194.60 per person. Doesn't say per day. So we have $194.60 per person, so times 2, and we're going to get a total here. So when we're all done, and I'm going to change my color here, we want to make sure we add together the release time, the cost of instruction, and then these are both considered other. So we have lunch and supplies. So we're going to add these 4 things together, and that'll give us our total. And we're going to do that for each of the next 3 problems. We just have to identify the cost. Is it per person, per day? Is it just per day? Is it a flat fee? Make sure you're paying attention to the wording so that you get the calculation correct there, because you're not just going to multiply every single one by the same number like you did in the table. The table was definitely simplified here. There was one person, and they were going for this many days, so we just had to multiply across. But if we have more than one person, you have to take into account per person and then how many days. Or is it just, a flat rate of like this registration fee, 1,060? There isn't a per day there. So I'm going to go ahead and let you guys finish that one off. I hope that helped. And I'll see you in chapter 14.